Picture this. You are hosting a virtual event. You have hundreds of attendees. You've got big names. You've even got celebrities involved. Then suddenly the system crashes. Nobody can log in. This is your worst nightmare. This is exactly what happened to us. And in this video, I'm going to share with you what happened, what we learned, and how you can avoid living our nightmare. Hey, my name is Lee Matthew Jackson. I'm the host of the Trailblazer FM podcast, and I'm an agency owner. I'm really proud to be here on the Convesio channel, sharing with you our experience so that you can avoid our worst nightmares. So let me share with you what happened. We had set up for a client a large virtual venue. There would be multiple live streams and multiple breakout rooms for all of the attendees. Some of the live streams included celebrity endorsements, and rumor was there were going to be some big names in some of these breakout rooms. There was an awful lot of buzz, excitement, and energy around the event. You can imagine for us as an agency, we really felt the pressure of ensuring that we provided a high-performing, stable environment for our client. We wanted their virtual event to go off without a hitch, and we really thought we'd nailed it. We did as much due diligence as possible. We partnered with a great cloud host. We did tons of testing. We tried to create the worst possible scenarios, and we were confident that we'd be able to deliver an amazing event for our client. And yet, despite all of our best efforts, the worst happened. It first started off with the server slowing down, and I could feel my anxiety rising. At this point, I was already sending out messages to the server support team to ask for a little bit of help, and I was getting a bit panicky when I was realizing we were getting no responses. Our clients started to receive complaints, and they started to feed those back to us. As more and more people logged in, the system began to cave and eventually crashed, meaning countless attendees could not even get into the virtual venue. For those that were in, many couldn't see the live streams, and worse still, for those people that were in, they couldn't then get into the breakout rooms to have conversations with each other. As the agency, our client was looking to us to provide them with support, and we were doing the best with what we had available. All we could use was the control panel that the host had provided, in the hope that we could change some settings to bring everything back to life and to allow our client to at least finish their virtual event. With no response from support, this was an utter nightmare, and by the end of the event, which we managed to limp along with, we were in serious trouble. Our client was utterly embarrassed, disappointed, and furious. We were utterly devastated. We really felt like we'd selected the right partner. We really felt like we'd done all of the due diligence, and yet still we had failed. Everything had fallen apart. Needless to say, we gave our client a full refund and our sincerest apologies. And I want to share with you the lessons that we learned during that experience and how we've been able to avoid that for all of our live events moving forward, plus any of our high traffic websites. The first lesson is to not overcomplicate the product. For us, we'd created a nice, simple venue for people to be able to run their virtual events online. People could log in and access the live streams and comment in the chat section. However, in order to please our client, we went a little bit too far. We offered them loads of extra features because we felt like we were being really helpful. We wanted to create this amazing experience, but by doing that, we were putting extra pressure on the servers. We were adding extra complication. We were pulling in more third-party services. Essentially, we were creating more and more points of failure. Instead of offering our simplified experience, which would have gotten the job done, we overcomplicated things and essentially doomed ourselves to a nightmare. Our second lesson is to choose the right hosting partner. We found a great hosting partner, so we felt, who had amazing reviews on Trustpilot, and their documentation was fantastic. We really felt like from the marketing and from the documentation that they provided that we would be looked after, that they'd already done all of the due diligence to ensure that their server could operate under extreme loads. We also felt sure that their support would be able to help us if we reached out to them. Unfortunately, our experience was either the support technician we talked to didn't have the knowledge to help us, or we just didn't get access to anyone in those urgent times that we really needed them. So be sure to find a server partner that can both support a high traffic website, but also have someone who is technically savvy and available to you at the times you're going to need them. Next, there's quality control. Take a look at the code of your platform. Is it well written? Is it efficient? Do you have any complex database queries? Are there any potential vulnerabilities? Whilst we felt we'd done all this, we did actually miss one particular query which was partially responsible for the extra resource that was hammering the server and eventually brought it down. Next, be sure to monitor the right metrics. For example, PHP response times, app requests per second, database queries, and external services. A common mistake people might make is just see how fast a page loads and click through a few things, making sure everything loads within maybe a few milliseconds. Whilst the user experience is really important, it's actually what's going on under the hood that is essential to be monitored. And finally, be sure to use load testing tools such as RoboSwarm or Loader.io. These will allow you to put your website through its paces. For example, RoboSwarm can handle up to 2,000 users and has 8 different locations around the world. Loader.io focuses on being very simple and easy to use, so you can spin up a test very quickly. However, RoboSwarm does have some extra advantages, such as WooCommerce testing. And remember, when load testing a website where people are doing non-cached activities such as logging in is way different to just testing a cached website. Load testing is a fine art, and I'd recommend you get a load testing expert involved, something that we should have done from the get-go, and we certainly do nowadays. Needless to say, with these lessons that we've applied to all of our future projects, we've never had a repeat of that nightmare. No longer do we overcomplicate the product. We've partnered with a great host, and our quality control process includes covering code, metrics, and load testing. Finally, we've made sure that we get the experts involved. And on that, did you know that Convesio can help you with all of this? Convesio have all of this expertise in-house and can offer you with service ops to ensure that a technician is available for you if, for example, like us, you have a live event and you need somebody there all the time to look after you and to make sure that everything is operating as it needs to be. For more information, or if you'd like a free reliability consultation, then check out the link in the description. Now then, I would love to hear what your nightmares have been. Oh, that sounds terrible. Love to hear. What kind of person am I? Basically, I want to know what nightmares you've had with your websites. How did you resolve them? How have you avoided them? Let us know in the comments below. Basically, I just want to know that I'm not alone, that I'm not the only person who massively screwed up once. Whilst you're down there, be sure to like this video and to subscribe for more content like this. And if we don't see you in the comments, let's see you in the next episode.